Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to talk about the 2017 Infiniti Qx80. This information could also apply to some earlier models. The Qx80 really has not had substantial changes since its redesign in 2011. Before it was called the Qx56. In 2014, Infiniti revamped all their model names. So all the cars begin with a Q, all the SUVs begin with a QX. So before it was called the Qx56, but just to make it fall in line with some of the other models like the Qx80, the Qx50, and the Qx30, they changed the name to Qx80. So really, that's the biggest difference between a 2011 Qx56 and the Qx80. Before, the Qx56s were a little bit different. It did get some revisions and some restyling along the way, so they've definitely kept it fresh. And for 2017, it is still a great proposition, especially for those who want a full-size luxury SUV with rugged body and frame architecture. Some of its primary competitors are the Cadillac Escalade and the Lincoln Navigator, but the Qx80, 95% of its parts are produced in Japan, and its final assembly is in Japan. So if you appreciate Japanese build quality, obviously the Japanese have a reputation for excellent build quality and craftsmanship. If you appreciate that, the Qx80 definitely checks off that checkbox. And while most Nissan products these days, Nissan is Infiniti's parent company, Infiniti is Nissan's luxury division. While most Nissan products are made locally in the US, aside from a few specialty products like the 370Z, I believe also the GTR is made in Japan, but the majority of Infiniti's products, like the Qx80, the Q50, and many other products, the Q60, they're produced in Japan. So while it might be cheaper for tax-wise, and obviously you have to pay import taxes and stuff, it makes a lot more sense for Nissan to develop some of its high volume cars that they have to sell to a price point like the Altima and the Maxima. It makes more sense to produce them in the United States in factories here. Obviously, Infiniti is Nissan's luxury division, so really build quality, craftsmanship, attention to detail is very important, and those Japanese factories have a long reputation of producing excellent products with excellent build quality. They have a wonderful workforce, so that's why we find that many Infiniti products are made in Japan. A lot of Nissan products are made domestically. If you're curious why they do that, obviously with luxury vehicles, it's not about necessarily being built to a price point. It's being built to sell to a type of client or type of consumer that really wants a high-end product that's well built and very well crafted. Not that it can't be done in the US, it certainly can, but obviously Japan, Nissan's factories in Japan just have decades and decades of great track records of producing high quality vehicles with few defects. The Qx80 differs from a lot of other Infiniti models that we find. While most of the other Infiniti models like the Qx80, the Qx50, which are the crossover SUVs, and obviously the cars like the Q50 and the Q60 and the Qx30, they're all based on car-based unibody architecture. Crossover SUVs are very popular these days. They basically, what a crossover SUV, it's basically an SUV body placed on top of a car platform. So it's got unibody architecture. It's built like a car, but it kind of looks like an SUV. Those are very, very popular. They work great for most people because generally car-based crossovers have more car-like driving characteristics. They're a little bit lighter weight, so they're going to get better gas mileage. They handle and accelerate and perform a lot more like a car than a big heavy truck. But some people still need big heavy trucks. Obviously, if you need to tow a lot of weight, you need to carry a decent amount of weight, you want to go off-road, you really can't duplicate the ruggedness of rugged body-on-frame architecture. And that's where this Qx80 comes in. It's built on rugged body-on-frame architecture, so it has a tow rating when properly equipped right around 8,000 pounds. It also has an amazing four-wheel drive system, and even though probably most people who buy these things won't push it to its limits off-road, you'll be quite amazed how well this thing can do off-road. In fact, I watched this video. There's this great YouTube channel called Fast Lane Truck, I think they have another YouTube channel called Fastlane Cars, but they do reviews, and they actually took one of these QX80s off-road and put it through its paces. And even with this 22-inch wheel and tire package, which is not designed at all for going off-road, they were actually very impressed, and it outperformed a lot of more four-wheel drive focused vehicles on some of the off-road obstacles they put it through. So if you're interested about or curious about the QX80's off-road prowess, go on YouTube, check out Fastlane Trucks review of the QX80 when they take it off-road, and it'll really open your eyes. Beautiful 22-inch wheel and tire package, gorgeous looks. This one is very well equipped with features. It has the deluxe technology package, the driver's assistance package, the theater package, that gorgeous 22-inch tire and wheel package, amongst many other options on it. This one has the theater package, so you get these screens and the headrest right here. Really great for keeping the youngsters entertained on those road trips, or even adults. And it really is a cool system because you have the ability to play separate media on each screen. So you have inputs, so you can maybe hook up a video game system or even another DVD system. So you have the ability to maybe watch a movie on this screen while someone else plays a video game on the other screen, so you don't always have to fight over what to watch. This one is very comfortable. This one has the second row captain's chairs. There's also an option of a second row split bench. It's a no-cost option, and while it might not be quite as cozy as these captain's chairs, it does allow you to sit one extra person in the middle. So instead of seating 7 passengers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can sit 8 passengers. Sorry, I had to count just to make sure I'm right. And look at this gorgeous interior, wood trim, high quality semi-aniline leather throughout the interior. Very plush, very comfortable. Certainly is up to the task of competing with the Cadillac Escalade, which is probably right now one of the most popular full-size luxury SUVs for sale in the US market. The third row seats are also very spacious as well. Even a full-size adult can comfortably fit back there. These have power reclining third row seats. And the nice thing about it too is you can even, if you need even more space, you can fold down those second row seats as well. Really creates a lot of cargo space. And it's comfortable for those people who sit in the third row, because they have a button right there so they can actually recline their seat as well. So you have reclining third row seats, pretty comfortable. Power rear liftgate. Underneath this little insert right here in the bumper is where the tow hitch is located, so it's nice. You can put this over and it conceals that tow hitch, but when you need to tow, you can just pop that off. You have access to that receiver hitch, and as I mentioned before, when properly equipped, it can tow right around 8,000 pounds. Pretty good for a luxury SUV. This Infiniti Qx80 is equipped with a 5.6 liter V8, makes 400 horsepower, so 400 horsepower, this thing is pretty quick. You'll be impressed by the acceleration performance. You'll be pretty amazed how well a large SUV like this can accelerate and handle so well. It does do really good in the corners as well, which isn't necessarily what these things were primarily developed for, but you'll really appreciate the performance aspects of this full-size luxury SUV. It's equipped with direct injection. You can kind of almost hear it sounds a little bit like a sewing machine. That's what direct injection sounds like. It's the latest in gasoline engine technology. The way it works is it sends highly pressurized gas directly into the combustion chamber. Generally that gives you more horsepower, lower emissions, and better fuel economy. And even though You might hear that ticking noise when the engine compartment is open like this, but when you're sitting inside the vehicle, it's very, very quiet. It is a luxury automobile. Going back to some of the available features in the QX80, there is a lot. Some you might want, some you might not, so you can always pick and choose the option package that best suits your need. For more information on available option packages, you can visit our website or contact us, and we'll fill you in all the details, and maybe we can help steer you in the right QX80 that's equipped for you. This particular example is equipped with almost every available option. It has a safety shield, so it provides lots of driving aids. One of the most popular is the adaptive cruise control. It operates from 0 to 90 miles per hour, and it keeps pace with the flow of traffic on the highway. Really does a great job cutting down on driver's fatigue. Also, it's equipped with a lane departure warning and a lane departure prevention system. So if it detects that you're starting to veer out of your lane, it will actually gently steer you back right into your lane. Really cool system, but for whatever reason, if that bothers you, any of these features can also be shut off. Another great feature is a blind spot warning and blind spot prevention system. You have these lights in the pillar. There's one on this side and there's one on the other, so when there's a vehicle in your blind spot, it actually does happen, especially with full-size SUVs like this. You have headrests, you have those pillars in the back. Sometimes you might not have the best visibility. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. With vehicles this size, you have blind spots, there's no way around it. So it's important to have a blind spot warning system. So these light up when the vehicle is in your blind spot to let you know, and it also give you audible alert as well. But for whatever reason, if you miss those warnings and the system is activated, if you do try to merge into that vehicle that's in your blind spot, like the lane departure prevention system, it will gently steer you back into your lane. Of course, navigation is an option that we expect on any luxury vehicle. This one also has a 360-degree around view camera, great for parallel parking and going back towards the tough visibility that we get in these full-size luxury SUVs. It really does help you have better situational awareness and, you know, not bump into anything. You don't want to dent up or ding up those beautiful body panels on the outside. So you have a nice 360-degree around view. You also have moving object detection. So during low speed maneuvering, if it does detect a moving object, it will alert you. So you can hopefully hit the brakes and prevent a collision. And we can also change views as well. There's a nice side view. That's good for parallel parking because you'll be able to see the curb, you'll be able to see your wheels. Provides a view of that side of the vehicle, which is a little bit more difficult to see versus the driver's side over here where you can just look out the window. So that's great for parallel parking and not curbing up those beautiful 22-inch wheels. There's a wide angle view. There's also a system called backup collision intervention. So that works with the moving object detection system when you're backing up. So if it does detect a vehicle is going to cross your path, or maybe not necessarily a vehicle, maybe someone on a bicycle or a pedestrian or kid's gonna cross your path, any sizable object that's gonna cross your path while backing up, it'll actually automatically hit the brakes to prevent that collision. A really cool system. This one features a wonderful Bose Studio on Wheels sound system. I believe this one has 15 speakers for amazing audio quality and audio range. If you're an audiophile and you really appreciate your music, you'll definitely love that Bose audio system. This has the upgraded aniline, semi-aniline leather sheeting. Notice this elegant contrast stitching as well. You have leather trim and contrast stitching on the door. Beautiful wood trim throughout on the dashboard. Continues to the center console. This one has heated outbound second row seats. The front seats are not just heated, they're cooled. So very, very comfortable. And it also has a heated steering wheel as well, which really comes in nice on those cold winter mornings or cold winter evenings. This has an amazing four-wheel drive system. Most people just keep it in the auto mode. Auto is great for variable conditions, so basically it will keep it in rear-wheel drive mode when four-wheel drive is not needed, but when the rear wheels do start to slip, then it can start sending power towards the front wheels. Great for driving in variable conditions when you're driving in a mix of maybe dry pavement and then a mix of slush and snowy wet pavement. Then you have a regular 4-wheel drive high mode. That's pretty much for low traction situations when driving in the snow, you're going off-road. And then when you're really maybe stuck in the snow, or you're really in some really super low traction situations off-road, probably stuff that you're not going to run into quite often, then you even have a low range. And then there's a tow mode. And then you have a snow mode for driving in snowy conditions. This one's equipped with a 7-speed automatic transmission. Those 7 forward gears helps with performance and fuel economy. It has adaptive shift control for better acceleration out of a turn or corner, or when accelerating up a hill. It also monitors your driving style and will actually adapt its shifting algorithm to the way you drive. And you can also put it in manual shift mode. You pull the shifter back, and then to the left you push up to upshift, back to downshift. So that allows you to take control of those 7 forward gears. Don't worry about hurting the engine. If you tried to downshift it to a point where it could hurt the engine, it won't let you do that. So if you ever own one of these things, don't be scared to use this. They develop it so you won't hurt the vehicle or hurt yourself.